So on February 16, 2026 of this year, as I'm recording this in May 2026, a New York Times opinion video on YouTube has surfaced and has been semi-viral on platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Basically showcases a Latina woman from the Bronx in New York explaining how she used to be an fat body positive individual. Basically how this woman has basically changed her perspective on fat body positivity and such, overall weight gain, obesity, and fat acceptance. She talked about how her family normalized just overall in the culture of the Bronx of how they perceive bigger, plumpier, more women. Basically just normalizing it, basically just obesity and such. And as I'm seeing it right now, she's basically talking about how she no longer agrees with the movement, or most people are starting to get into like a new movement called body neutrality. It's that body positivity and fat positivity. As soon as basically I saw that video pop up into my feed, I basically instantly had the idea to make this video right here. And I was obviously instantly obligated to make this video as a person who used to be 300 pounds and pre-diabetic myself. Try to get more into this video as references throughout this video. The body positivity movement seems to be controversial over years, but now in 2026, it finally seems like people are starting to reassess and starting to question it a bit more, which is rightfully good due to the fact that personally to me, I was obviously like used to be like that kid when I used to be like in my starting journey of losing weight. I used to just spam watch content of like the fat phobia type of like YouTube content, like the little weird like TikTok YouTube content. I really do think that we are fortunately very gratefully watching this downfall, because obviously this stuff is just cringe. It's just filled with like lazy people online. Unless you have traumas and stuff like that, then obviously that's a trauma. It's probably more of a mental health issue. Because movements like health at every size, promoting that people can be healthy at any type of size, is basically cope. Now obviously respecting people is obviously very important. Obviously respecting me, obviously respecting you as to me. I'm respecting people. You're hopefully respecting people, whether they're like obese or they have cancer or they're bald or they're skinny and stuff like that. Regardless, you still have to respect people. So this is not like a hate call out video. Nobody deserves to be bullied or treated horribly due to their appearances, as I'm seeing with some of these cases as well. Some people are starting to have infidelity. Some people are going through bullying. Some people, like especially me, I went through bullying, and I used to want like girls and stuff like that to be in my life, which I'll also talk to with that like more later in this video on how that affected with how I used to be weighing over time. But it gets to a point where acceptance just overall becomes deadly glorification. Because there's a difference between treating the overweight people like human beings, due to the fact that every single human being is obviously a human being, and also just overall treating people like obesity has like zero health consequences, even though like you know dang well that all the fat cells and the adipose tissue overall stays there and it grows and expands. Just imagine like you already have your organs and stuff like that already having like an entire apartment house. Just imagine like fat cells just being like multiple different neighbors and roommates having like one entire apartment space. Obviously that would be very crowded. Obviously your body is not going to like that, and obviously there's going to be issues and problems with the landlord, with you. Fitness enthusiasts and fitness experts like Jillian Michaels have overall protested and been talking about this issue for years, talking about the real damages that social media has on obesity and overall like beauty standards online. Ignoring those realities of obviously obesity and such is very deadly of a disease. It's very sickening of a disease to have. It's a very like bad disease to have. This can be like very underlying health conditions that people can inherit due to the fact that people aren't taking care of themselves. But even some, like it was very hard for me as a 300-pound person like to clean myself due to like all the flaps and folds into my skin. Like it's hard as well to clean yourself as well. Just imagine basically all this skin that you have. This hygiene is just generally hard for you. And obviously as well, we also have to battle the corporations, the fast food companies, the overall like Whole Foods growing companies that are also like trying to battle us as well on our own opinions, that basically state that dieting doesn't matter and that their products are good. To convince people that dieting, exercise, and calorie restriction is all toxic and basically just like bad for us. But remember and realize that we still are in corporate America, so obviously they're trying to say all this stuff due to the fact that you gotta realize that, you know, this is corporate America and such, and due to the fact that people have to make their money through their businesses, obviously they have to promote their businesses. Basically, it doesn't even matter if you're unhealthy or not, they're going to promote unhealthy viewpoints of like health standards. Overall, over time, you and me as unhealthy consumers obviously fund these companies as they're growing more and more, making like more Americans unhealthy, which is how we got into the trend of corporate America, and also how we got into the trend of just unhealthy American body builds. And when you continue that addictive food, the social media validation, and a culture that just overall discourages like accountability and just basically promotes more of a laziness type of lifestyle, you end up with a generation of people overall glorifying this overall like normalizing just unhealthy beauty standards and unhealthy body standards as well. And as well as I'm researching this video as well, just making this entire script, I've seen that this entire like movement movement has been progressing since decades, since the start of the 1960s by a guy named Bill. And Bill over here basically made a fat activist movement due to the fact that people were like bullying his wife, due to the fact that his wife was like obese and stuff like that. And overall, take notes as well as the rise of obesity and as the rise of like these fat activist trends start to come out across like in the 1960s. Also talk about the rise as well of like the rise of high carbohydrate diets, high calorie diets, and high fat diets, and just overall when all these fast food companies and such and all like the brain slop type of like just synthetic foods start to hit the market as well, and how those start to rise as well. Take note of that. And as well, the obviously cringy and just bad diet resistant cultures as well. Now you fast forward today, and now social media is flooded with influencers and all these content creators now promoting unhealthy diets, unhealthy lifestyles, unhealthy trends, unhealthy beauty standards, unhealthy financial standards, and especially for the health standards, now everybody's pointing fingers at each other, calling everybody fat phobic. Now a book in 2018 was released called You Have the Right to Remain Fat. Now mind you, social media apps like TikTok and Reels and Shorts and stuff like that didn't exist. It's already gained like a huge amount of attention online. Whether people agree or not, this type of movement, this type of book as well that came out during this time, as overall it started to rise even more above during 2018, and then even more as soon as like the trend of social media started to come out, TikTok started to be more normalized. This pushed that overall movement of body positivity and just undisciplined, lazy people online on TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts and such just to explode out of nowhere. Obviously, once TikTok and social media overall starts taking off a movement such and starts taking off everywhere, it starts basically implanting everybody's minds. You start seeing society basically want everybody to restructure society to basically make like everything applicable to obesity. For example, basically being this one girl, this one woman on social media on TikTok, basically not being able to fit in the plane seat, and basically how she wanted to basically want like that accommodation basically for obese people to basically get free plane seats, and for plane seats to be able for these people to take like more than one plane seat. And like I do understand wanting people to be comfortable, but airplanes are specifically designed for that specific bill and that specific movement, so people can be like compact and safe, balanced, the engineering, the space efficiency as well, to be moving throughout the lane, the aisle. And that right there, we literally did all that. We literally like made like obesity type of like, oh, take 2 seats or like make specific obesity chairs. That will literally like come with problems. There's real physical limitations right there. Then you had situations online with a rideshare driver basically being fired due to the fact that a lady basically paid money and then she basically couldn't sit her ass in a goddamn seat. She wasn't the only lady as well due to the fact that multiple rideshare drivers were basically being attacked online or even punished, like I said, with being fired or even beat up because someone literally physically couldn't fit inside that vehicle, even though like they can't just fit inside that vehicle because of the fact that it's too small, it's too compact. Look, at some point reality still matters, okay? You can't just bend reality to like your law. Like not everything's supposed to be perfect. Obviously you still have to take the action. Not everybody else is supposed to be the one like needing to take the action as well. This is where we like kind of like co-parent into these things, you know? And what matters the most as well is how this mindset affects younger people, as obviously younger people will eventually become adults. And this basically is spreading between young people as well, younger culture, teenagers such and such, as teenagers are starting to become more obese and teenagers starting to get more into this movement, start being more accepted to this fat body positivity movement. So I remember in the past, I watched documentaries being basically teenagers being 400 pounds, 500 pounds, going to these camps or such and such, or they're just like experiencing their daily life of just being an obese teenager. And like I said, that right there couldn't have been me. I could have been like somebody who was like genuinely just pushing around like a box or something like that, or some type of like doing this weird like wheel, like just like car type of tire workout where I'm just like jumping on tires, stuff like that for like an hour, extra documenting my life, and I'm not even being free due to the fact that obviously this is what I deserve due to the fact that I was being undisciplined, I was being lazy. Now, I'm gonna be honest, not a lot of kids and such are evil or lazy, but most of them sure are evil or lazy. But we also have to take account like these people are going through trauma, depression, the enabling of parents, the addiction, the video games, the wanting to be loved, so they get into porn and they start loving food and having a food like addiction. So it's the only thing that make them comfortable. Instead of people want to improve their life, parts of the internet just wants people just to be enabled and just basically be messed up. Romanticizing obesity instead. As people are romanticizing obesity instead, that's becoming more of like a social problem as well. This is starting to become a problem if you're not taking note. Now here's the truth. Most people do not need perfection. What they do need is that people need consistency every single day to do the work, even though they don't want to feel like doing it. That right there is discipline. A lot of people want to lose weight doing these overcomplicated stupid high rocks training styles day one, even though knowing that's like not going to work for them long term. They drop into these little insane workouts, superhero workouts, high rocks, doing these hard little hit style circuit training, going to these hard clubs, these extreme calorie restricting diets, and then quit after what, 2 weeks? A day or two due to the fact that obviously this is miserable. Like I said, every single video always promote the idea you do not need to destroy yourself in the gym every single day to be fit and healthy and lean and whatever fitness goal you want to be. Do you want to be like big as Brian Shaw, big as Sam Sulek, lean as David Lay? And simple, if you enjoy walking, then just walk. If you enjoy lifting, then just lift. If you like playing sports, you like football, then join a sports football team, join a wrestling team, join a boxing club. Find something sustainable that actually fits your personality and lifestyle, because consistency beats intensity and perfection every single time. And yes, you still need to learn calories, learn momentum, learn cardio, learn macronutrients, learn lifting, learn such and such. Some people, like I said, watch all this content every single day, these fat phobia, like anti-fat phobia content every single day for motivation without taking action themselves. And others become obsessed with the perfect scientist optimization workout routines without even starting them themselves to even see if like this is even working, or they do start them and they do see that they're just still making the same mediocre gains every single day due to the fact that's just how their body works, and then they feel burnt out because they're doing like these weird little science optimization workouts that they don't even like doing at all. A lot of people have literally watched their family members literally generally get obliterated due to like obesity and like the rise of adipose tissue inside their veins and even their goddamn liver. And before people misunderstand me, this isn't me like making a hate of overweight people. This is me basically making a hate on basically people who don't want to change their lives and are basically lazy. Because overweight people, there can be overweight people who generally want to change their lives. We just need to promote more of a lifestyle in the fitness community and such online to basically promote healthiness. And I'm saying this as somebody who, yes, used to be pre-diabetic at 300 pounds as a young teenager myself, used to be in a trap eating as cope. My weight affected my confidence, my health, how other people perceive me, and my overall quality of life. Like imagine how I'm really feeling as a young teenager, testosterone high and stuff like that. I'm like ultra like and like feelings for girls and stuff like that, and I can't even get the girls to the fact that I am not even confident enough, and then like the girls are perceiving me as like some like big Gorlok type of destroyer. Now losing weight didn't solve every single one of those problems like that, but it did give me like the foundation to be more disciplined overall, give me back more control. So overall, take care of your mental health, take care of your body, and anyways, as always, stay safe, God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.